Greg from Coral Gables, Florida, he said, Cam Ward changed the entire direction of Miami's team last year. Are there transfer QBs who could have the same huge impact? No. In a word, I don't think there's a Cam Ward out there. I don't think you may see those types of numbers for several years. But, Gregory, if I may, there are several transfer quarterbacks that could change the trajectory of a team this year. You got one of them. Carson Beck going from Georgia to Miami is one of them. They need young wide receivers and portal wide receivers to step up. Well, firstly, they need him healthy. He didn't participate in spring. He just started throwing again. So, they need him to be good. They need guys to catch the ball. But they also need him to be the quarterback on a different type of team. Because last year, Cam Ward's out there knowing, I got to score like 45 for us to win some of these games. They made changes defensively, staff-wise, and they've got good enough players down there to where there's no excuse for Carson Beck feeling that kind of heat this year. So he's one. Obviously, John Mateer at Oklahoma is certainly another one of these. Massive upgrade in situation from last year. You may think, I'm telling you Jackson Arnold was terrible. No, I'm telling you the offensive situation was terrible last year. So Mateer comes in with Arbuckle, his offensive coordinator. That's a 3,000-yard passer, 820 and 15 rushing last year. So true dual threat. Do you realize, it's May, but hold on a second. Let me peel this paper. I got a paper popper of a stat here in the middle of May. John Mateer would have been Oklahoma's leading rusher by over 300 yards last year. He's quarterback. So, yeah, that's how rough it was for Oklahoma offensively and how good he could be there this year. Oklahoma's going to be good this year. Schedule is too, but Oklahoma's going to be good. Now, speaking of last year for Oklahoma, Jackson Arnold transferred out. He went to Auburn. He's in a much better situation. I was talking to an SEC defensive coordinator the other day. One of the first names out of his mouth was Jackson Arnold. And he said he was interested. He was saying, what are people saying about him? And I said, not much. He said, you don't need to forget about him. We have not forgotten about him. We think he's going to be good this year. We think he's in a way better situation. Got an extremely underrated group of wide receivers down there at Auburn, if that defensive coordinator is right about this guy. So while fans may have written Jackson Arnold off, the folks who are going to play him haven't written him off. I can tell you that confidently. And elsewhere, think about what kind of story that would be. Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. This is a dude who's got a lot of talent and just totally written off. And to go down there at Auburn, where crazy stuff happens every year anyway, so this would just be another in the chapter of crazy things and even redemption stories that have happened at Auburn. I'd keep an eye on him. I would look at Indiana, at Fernando Mendoza, which is a lesser-known name, but he was a 3,000-yard passer at Cal last year, and he played his best ball late. And he goes to Indiana, and just like Rourke, they had Rourke up there last year that sort of all of a sudden became a household name. And he's probably better than Curtis Rourke. Probably got a better skill set and higher upside than Curtis Rourke. And now Cignetti kind of just somehow again, when the dust settles, you look and you say, wow, they did it again, huh? Yep, they sure did. And Bo Pribula. Ooh, big hiccup there. Went from Penn State to Missouri. What do you remember about him? You remember his moment last year? He was at Penn State. They go on the road to face Wisconsin. Aller goes down, and they're trailing, I think, at the half. And they outscored Wisconsin 21-3 in the second half, and he kind of controlled the offense. And now he goes and plays for a guy who's really good at getting the most out of a QB, and Eli Drinkwitz. So those are the ones whomst I would look at this year.